Good morning, good morning, good morning. Excuse me. Could you believe it? Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday morning, and um, actually, we've asked this question so many times on this show, but does the spirit world see all? I mean, does it really, really see all? And we know it does, don't we? But I believe that it does. I believe that those in the spirit world see us every day in every way. So before we start the show, first of all, let's say good morning to my spirit guide Gregor, who is standing to my right side here. I'm going to be coughing again. sorry, it's much better than it was, but still residue there. And I'd like to say good morning to Chris and good morning to all of you who have joined me today. So, Chris, I'm going to ask the question. That wonderful question that we always associate with mediums and mediumship, dark rooms, sort of everybody sitting around the table holding hands. And then the medium says in this always spooky voice, don't you think? Well, I've got the spooky voice today, so that's good. I don't have to even try. But is there anybody there?
There are, Rosemary. They're already primed and ready in the chat room.
Oh, good. Well, we need, excuse me, we need lots of questions. Before we go to questions, though, I would like to respond to everyone who, I mean, it's so nice to have people writing and asking how I'm doing, so on and so forth. And I'm doing actually much better since I've been back in Florida. I'm not coughing quite as much. I can breathe better. I'm still not, as you can probably, I don't know if my voice sounds a little weird still, but it sounds weird to me in my ears. But anyway, so I'm not 100%, but I'm much better and getting better every day and in every way. And so when I came back, just as a little aside, when I came back, all my plants were sort of kind of looking very sorry for themselves. My orchids need to be repotted. I'm looking forward to doing that. I have a little kiki, another kiki. Yes, what is a kiki? Well, it's a baby orchid. It sort of grows on the top of. I've only ever had one before, and I planted it, and now there's another one there, with one nice long root on it, waiting to be potted. So I'm excited to do that too. And anyway, so what else is going on? Yes, Mary Lou is doing great. She's still going for her chemo. I think she's got after next week. She's actually got 3 more chemos to go, and so she's but she's doing great, and she's got a really great attitude, which is good. We were talking about that a minute ago, Chris and I. Everything is attitude. We were talking about Al, my co-host Al, on the Everything is Attitude show, and we're going to be arranging all of this again. So we're sort of getting back to starting up. Here's the thing. The problem is, as my grandson loves to tell me, the thing is, it's called old age. I mean, everyone remembers me when I was sort of in my 30s, 40s, 50s, in my prime, traveling, lots of energy, so on and so forth. And I still think I can do the same thing. And then I start walking or I start traveling, and I realize this body of mine is not what it used to be. But aside from that, we are getting back into things. Chris is going to be coming over one day. We're going to be sorting out and making plans for all of the stuff that we're going to be doing. We're still, yes, we are still doing Greg and Rosemary Speak. So that's still on board. Don't give up on us. Please be patient with us. And as soon as I can get myself, back to the point where I feel confident that we can continue and make, because it would be awful if we started it and then all of a sudden had to stop. Old age gets to you. that my grandson has taken to calling me Mosey Pants. He's fascinated with my bottom, because my bottom is so much bigger now than his mother's. My bottom used to be much smaller than his mother's, but now it's much bigger than his mother's. And I think he loves to feel all that sort of squishy plumpness. He likes to cuddle it. Yes, we're a weird family. Anyway, so he calls me Mosey Pants. He always calls me Mosey. I'm his Mosey. Let me see. For those of you who are sending your healing and well wishes to Mary Lou. I didn't forget her name, just had a moment there. I'm not sure if she's listening today. I know she listens when she can, but anyway, we all love you, Mary Lou, and we're all sending lots and lots of healing. And thank you, all of you, for your prayers and your healing prayers for me and for Mary Lou. Anyway, Chris, sorry, here we go again. Oh, one more thing. Yes, one more thing I'm going to talk to you about before. And now, as I'm talking to you, this is what I'm hoping you're doing. I'm hoping you're scribbling down your questions. I'm hoping that Chris has so many questions that we have a struggle to get through them today. So get into that chat room and ask your questions. But I don't know if some of you might remember, I did all my gardens in the front. We planted something like 150 or 160 plants went in there. I have Exoria, never heard of it before, but I've got sort of like 14 bushes of Exoria. I've got I've lost what it's, I can never remember what it's called. It begins with an H, beautiful flowers on it. Why can't I remember it? But those as well, we actually trimmed those back yesterday. They're looking really great because I want them to be a hedge. It really look like a nice hedge with flowers in it. It'll come to me, the name will come to me. But anyway, and so I'm doing the garden, but there are so many flowers in my garden right now. And it's taken me all of these years in Florida to figure out what plants survive, because we obviously live in a very hot climate. And, not all plants survive. And even though we have irrigation, still not all plants survive the Florida heat, but these are doing really, really well. And one day I'll take some pictures and I'll send you some pictures. Anyway, still can't think of the name of it. Anyway, never mind.
Hibiscus.
Thank you. So why can I never think of it? But anyway, so I've got some pink and yellow hibiscus, and I've got some sort of orange and yellow Exoria, which I never heard of these plants before. They are obviously indigenous to hot climates, but they just keep flowering and flowering. And some of the flowers are this big, giant flowers on them. They're just beautiful. Anyway, and they're just flowering and flowering. Did you notice them, Chris? You came the other night. Did you notice?
Gorgeous. Well, between the time you left for New York and came back, they doubled in size.
And well, actually tripled in size. We've actually the whatever it was called, I forgot them again. What did you just go say they were called?
Hibiscus.
Hibiscus. I love hibiscus. Why can I not get it in my head?
Because you've got a lot of stuff that you're working on in that head right now.
Hibiscus, and I love hibiscus. They have these big giant flowers, and some of them are double flowers. They've got a flower inside a flower, which is beautiful. And I'm amazed at how they just keep flowering and flowering. Now, when my lawn guy came yesterday, and we had to chop the hibiscus because they've grown so tall that we had to chop off 1.5 feet to bring them, to get them nice and easy and sort of get them, because when you cut them off, when you trim plants down, then they grow out, which is what we want. We want to grow out. So, you know, so they look amazing. But it was so sad because when we chopped off that 1.5 foot all the way across the whole length of them, then there's a lot of them. We were chopping off all the buds that were ready to come out. It was a bit of a heartbreak, but at the same time, it has to be done. As all gardeners know, you got to keep pruning, otherwise, you know, your plants will go to ruin. Anyway, so that's been my week since I've been back. Not that I did any gardening, I just oversaw. I like it when I just can just tell people what to do. It's like when I have a party or a dinner party, I love to have people come and help because, you know, I just my job is the menu and overseeing stuff and seasoning stuff and cooking stuff, but I get other people to chop the vegetables and make the salads and do all the stuff I don't care so much about. So and I like to say, no, that goes here. No, no, you're doing that wrong. Don't do that. Do that. Do that. I'm good at that, right, Chris? And, and
No comment.
Chris and I, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to make a video because we are going to make marmalade because I've almost eaten all of the marmalade that I made. I gave a lot of it away. I'm not giving any of it away this time, except maybe to Chris. I took marmalade with me to New York. Listen to this. So I made the marmalade, and then this was at Christmas, around Christmas time, and then I went to New York, and my daughter was so upset with me. Why didn't you bring me marmalade? What's wrong with you? Where's my marmalade? So this time when I was there, I took a huge jar, big jar like this, right, of my homemade marmalade, and she never once had it. I said, that's it, I'm not bringing it again. Although I make my orange duck sauce with my orange marmalade, and it is, oh gosh, it is without a doubt the best. So she'll eat that, but she just didn't want the marmalade, which is, so that was fine. I ate that big jar by myself. Right. Over a period of a couple of months, let's be clear. Right. So now I've nattered on about my quite boring and mundane life. Yes, I do have a boring and mundane life occasionally, but mostly it's filled with fun and curiosity and interesting stuff going on. But I want to hear about your lives. So while I've not been around, I want to know what you've all been doing. How have you managed without me? Did you manage without me? Were you depressed being without me? Okay, Chris, let's go to the chat room. See what everybody has to say.
All right. Leslie's first question. Did Gray Eagle know the Apache chief Alchesay? Alchesay?
I don't know, but I will ask. But not right now, but I will ask. And we want to know, first of all, who is he? And when was he around? What year? What were the years that he was around? And where did he live? And what part of the which of the Apache tribes was he involved with? Because there were three or three or four specific well-known Apache tribes. So which one did he belong to? Let us know. Tell us all about it. Chris.
Dean's on saying happy anniversary and check your email.
Listen, you, Dean. Okay. Chris, what did I say to you before we came on?
You were saying that you read Dean's email.
So Dean and I have known each other for lots of years. Dean, how many years? At least 24 or 5 was it? Anyway, Dean all those years ago called me as a client, and he was having a tough time. he reminded me actually that when he had his first consultation with me, he invited his sister to sit down and take notes. Now, this was before the days of video. This was, we did this on the telephone. Ever since that day, every year on our anniversary, we call it our anniversary, don't we, Dean? Because I feel very invested in all of this. Every day on the anniversary of that first consultation, Dean sends me a letter. And some of those letters have been really long because he's been explaining to me what happened with this person and that person, and how the consultation affected him, and how the consultation affected him with the various different members of his family and friends and so on. Some of them were a little shorter. This one was a bit short, Dean. I missed all the detail. I wanted all the details, family details. Anyway, but once again, as the year has rolled around, however many years it's been, Dean always writes me a letter, and it's always a letter of gratitude. But it's always a letter, I don't think you realise this, Dean, it's also a letter that makes me feel fantastic, because this letter shows, and Dean shows us how, we're going to talk about attitude. Here we go again with attitude. It shows how, we can be stuck in a groove, or we can be stuck in one mindset and have one attitude, and then something can happen to us, and we can literally change our attitude, which will often improve our lives and improve our state of mind and so on. And I love getting your letter, Dean. I promise you I'm going to reply to it. It's just been a little busy and what have you. It's not been a good week. Coughing and spluttering this week has been a bit of a struggle, but I will absolutely reply to your letter. But it means so much to me to receive it from you, because it's a really fabulous reminder that, if one person can be inspired, and if one person can be affected to the point of literally changing life from being a miserable existence to an amazing existence, to being able to stop looking at the negative and start looking at all the positives. This is an example, and it reminds me so much of the work that we do and how important it is. The work that we do, Grey Eagle and I, the work that we do in order to help people to sort of see the realities, that so many people don't see them as realities, but we see the reality of, the spirit world really does see all, and can help us and can guide us and can steer us. So I love the letter. I promise I'll be replying it back to you. And excuse me, sorry to keep coughing and choking everybody, but I love receiving them. Don't you dare stop sending them to me. Chris.
The Queen of Shades wants to know, what do you think about angel numbers and the frequency in which you see them?
I'm not sure what you mean by angel numbers.
111, 333, 222, 444.
I don't know what that means. You have to explain it to me. I'm sorry. What?
If all of a sudden you look at the clock and it says it's 111, and then you see that number repeated throughout the day in a different way. They're usually the same three numbers, and they call those angel numbers.
Oh, I never heard that. So sorry, I can't make a comment on that, because wait a minute. Are you saying that when you see that, then angels are around? Is that what you're saying? I don't get it. I don't get why you call them angel numbers. I'm a bit lost here.
I don't know what the formal definition is either, so maybe she can write it back to us.
I can't comment on, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to answer the question, what do I think of angel numbers? Because I don't know what it means. But how often do I, wait a minute, now you've confused me. Are you asking how often do I see the numbers, or are you asking how often I see angels? Whoops, because I see them so many times. I'm so, how nice. No, I do. Wow. Sorry, didn't expect it, but yeah, we have angels around us right now, so isn't that great? Angels are with us so often. What we have to understand about angels is that so many of us, we think that, you know, our angels are there because we want them to be, or we call them, or whatever. But actually, that is not the case. An angel, the role of an angel is to do God's will. So if God wills it, or if God decides, or that God energy, that God force that surrounds us decides that we need an angel in our lives, that's exactly what we're going to get. I mean, you've heard the story, many of you heard the story that Gary tells about the going to whatever store he went to, I think it was Sam's Club, and there was an angel there 1 minute, large as life, totally large as life, and the next minute said the most profound things to him, and then Gary turned his head for 1 second. When he looked back, gone. Angels are around us. They are with us on this earth plane. We have earth angels. There are lots of different kinds of angels, and I'm very fortunate. Excuse me. I'm very, very fortunate that I can truly say I've seen more angels than I can count. How many have you seen? I've lost count. And remember this, you know, angels will often come to us in disguise. And if you remember the story of the angel who came into the church when I was giving a church service in a spiritualist church, I was a visiting medium, and somebody started banging on the doors after the service that closed. And usually the rule is once the doors are closed, you don't open them because the medium might, you know, be affected, which is absolute nonsense. But anyway, you know, a lot of people believe that. And eventually I said to somebody, because the banging wouldn't stop, I said to somebody, could somebody just please open that door, because whoever it is who's out there needs to come in. And we had this woman who came in to the church so drunk you could smell. She was way at the back of the church, which is quite away from me. You could smell her, the alcohol, the stench on her. And she came walking down the aisle. She was very fancily dressed. She had a very, very British accent, a very sort of posh accent. And she just spun around and looked at everybody in the church, and she waved her arms around and she said, "I've just flown in from America," and proceeded to be a real pain. And people were tutting, and of course you could smell the booze on it. People were tutting and people being mean and what have you. And I had to stop everybody because people were complaining. I had to stop everybody from being mean. Unfortunately, there were no seats and there was only standing room. But I actually at some point asked the guy who played the piano, he was sitting in the audience, could you sit at the piano and vacate your seat for this lady? And which he was not happy to do, but he did. It turns out, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but it turns out, wow, what an angel. Yes, drunk, stinking of booze, interrupting, being a pain in the butt. You know, I remember going to one lady in the congregation saying, "I'd like to come to the lady in the pink blouse." And this woman, who we didn't realize was an angel at the time, shouts out, "I've got a pink bra on, dear. Will that do?" And people were tutting and shushing and what have you. And in the end, I said to everybody, everybody needs to be quiet. And I reached across and I held this lady's hands and I said, "Could you do something for me, darling?" And she looked at me and smiled. And I said, "Could you be really, really quiet for me?" And she just nodded. And, we're in a church. Where can you not be kind if not in a church? And so many people in that church were not being kind because they were annoyed because she had, according to them, she had interrupted my session. It was fine. It was fine. If you want to know the rest of the story, you have to read whichever book it's in. I'm not sure which book it's in. But anyway, it's an amazing story. She was, in fact, an angel. I only saw her that once. And I went back to that church many times and I made many inquiries of people. "Did you ever see that lady again? Is she ever been back again?" No. Because she was an angel, and she was an angel in human form. But as I watched her walking away from me, willing her, praying for her to turn around and just give me one last look. And then, poof, she disappeared right in front of my eyes. Angels come in many shapes and many forms, and an angel can be that snot-nosed kid on the street. An angel can be that guy, that smelly old man who sits next to you on the bus or the train, who you really rather wish didn't sit next to you. Angels have many different guises, come in very, very different forms and disguises. You never know. You never know when you're going to meet an angel. Gary knows exactly what I'm talking about because it happened to him just a few months ago. You never know when you're going to meet an angel. And so maybe we all have to be on our best behavior, but they see us when we're not on our best behavior as well as they see us on our best behavior. If we all knew that when we woke up in the morning, if we knew that today was our day to meet the angel, well, we'd be striving every single moment of that day to be as nice, as kind, as gentle and aware and paying attention. And what a shame that we don't do that on a daily basis. Chris, let's move on.
Leslie said El Cheesy was the chief of the White Mountain Apaches in Arizona, born in 1853, lived till 1928.
Is this the guy she asked me about?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, thank you. What was it?
1853 to 1928.
Okay. Interesting. I want to know more about him, and I want to know, why are you asking about him? What does he mean to you, and how do you know him? Gosh, that whenever we talk about this, I'm taken back to the mountains of Arizona, the amazing, amazing place where the Apache hid in the mountains, it's a stunning countryside, stunning and amazing place to go visit if anybody ever gets the chance. Chris, sorry.
All right, Mark is on.
Sorry.
Take a drink of water, maybe?
Yeah, I'm here, got it. The more I talk, the more I choke. It's fine. Really, honestly, it's really fine. Keep going.
All right. Mark says, "Good morning. I'm so excited to leave tomorrow for my cruise to the Bahamas. I will wave to you from aboard ship as we pass you to the Florida Keys."
Thank you. That makes me feel so good about it. Oh, thank you so much.
He wants to know, does anyone from his family or his angel have any messages? He's so giddy.
Yes, this is from Grey Eagle, and apparently from all of your crew. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Just make the most of it. There'll be one or two little disappointments along the way, just little ones. Attitude is everything. I remember my first time on a cruise. The sheets on the bed were threadbare. So we changed ships and it didn't make any difference because it was all the same. But the people were amazing. The food was amazing. And we actually ended up having a great, great time. Not everything is perfect on cruise ships. It's, but what an adventure. And I'm so proud of you, Mark. I'm so, so proud that you're actually doing this. So, be prepared to have a good time and enjoy, laugh, eat. Don't drink too much. It's not good for you, but still, you're allowed a little. But I want to report. So I want to know, what kind of people you met, who you met. I want to know what kind of food you ate. There are chances when you go on these cruises to get off the cruise. And what I did was with my daughter, we asked somebody, whoever it was, one of the crew, to what's the nicest beaches around, and they told us where to go. So we got off the ship and got in a taxi, took us to this beach. There was a great hotel on the beach. So we actually enjoyed all of the drinks from the hotel. We sat by the beach. We went into the water. It was amazing. You walk into the water and you can see clear to the bottom, white sand, clear to the bottom. You can see all of these fish of every different color swimming around your feet. So, you might want to think of doing something like that. But I want a full report when you get back. Have fun, darling. I'll be thinking about you.
Judith is wondering, because Halloween will be here soon, are you going to have a spooky show this year?
Of course we are. Why wouldn't we? When is Halloween? It's not, it's why. It's a bit
October 31st.
So a month. We've got a month. Right. Yes. Of course we're going to have a spooky show. We usually have a lot of visitors, don't we, on Halloween, Chris? I can't remember. And I can remember, was it last year or the year before, the spirit world, well, were they up to their tricks? My father was here, my brother was here, and, various other people in the spirit world were here. And at one point, I'm looking around and there were these great big caterpillars walking across the floor, and then there would be these big black giant spiders trying to spook us, and it was just the spirit world having lots of fun and bringing us lots of weird stuff. So yes, I think that why would we forego it? I don't know what day it's on this year, but yes, we'll definitely have something going on. Absolutely. And anybody who wants to come, I can't put you up. I've got we're not having sleepovers or anything. But if you want to come and join us, we're here for Halloween.
It's a Friday night.
There you are, Friday night. And if enough people come, we'll have pizza. I'm not cooking, I'll tell you now. Just because I'm not up to being the hostess with the mostess right now. I keep meaning I've got all of my stuff out ready to make my Christmas cake, because Chris and I were talking about it the other day, and so I've got most of the stuff. I just need cherries, and then I'm going to be making my Christmas cake. Christmas cake, you say? Christmas cake? 2.5 months ahead of Christmas is when you need to make it, because you have to feed that Christmas cake every week. And if you don't feed it every week, can you imagine you make a cake and then you've got to feed it? You've got to feed that Christmas cake every week. And Dean, I know you're on because you just were talking to me about stuff. Time to think about making the Christmas cake. Try not to put as much brandy in it as you put in last year. I would imagine you'd be eating it with a spoon rather than, be more like a pudding. Still good though, still tastes good. Anyway, so I'm going to be making a Christmas cake fairly soon, and I'm also going to be making my orange marmalade. So we're going to be having some cooking shows. Upon which I shall give you the recipe. I know I've forgotten. I can't remember. Is it Mark who keeps asking, or Dean who keeps asking for the recipe? I'm promising you, when I'm making it, I'll give you the recipe. Right. That's it, Chris. Keep going.
Well, Kay's on. She was talking about how wonderful her hibiscus are. They've missed you there in the UK, and she just made jars and jars of damson jam.
Oh, nice. Damson jam. Gosh, I've not had damson jam for years. I'm not sure you can even buy damson jam in this country. Have you ever heard of it, Chris?
No.
Delicious. Oh, so delicious. Yeah, well, I'll be making my marmalade. Sort of just loving every minute of it. It's so good. It's so right, Chris. You've got one jar left, right?
I do. It's like gold.
Are you keeping it for a special occasion?
I haven't decided what yet, but it's better to have it than a bird in hand.
Because we are going to be making more, you can then break that one open.
There we go. Hey, your friend Microphone Mike is on. You'd done an interview with him before. So he says, hello, Rosemary. I hope you are doing well. It's such a pleasure to see you live again.
Well, yeah, I know. I think people started to think that I died. Or people think I'm on my deathbed, but I'm good, really. I promise you. I've got quite a ways to go yet. Not popping off yet. Not popping my clogs yet, as they say in Yorkshire. So yeah, we've got lots to do and lots to go. And darling Mike, how are you? Let me know. Keep going.
All right. Magdalena says, my dearest friend Ian passed away in June. I am doing my best to come to terms with this. Could you please say something about how he is and whether he has a message for me? Thank you.
I usually would say no, especially with them coughing and spluttering, and it's driving me nuts, this stuff. Anyway, yes, I'm actually, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm sort of course, to all of you, it looks like I'm staring into space, but I'm not staring into space. So many people think I'm staring into space when I'm actually staring at other stuff, other people. And I'm actually at this moment listening to Grey Eagle. And, oh, all right. So this message is from your friend through Grey Eagle. Apparently, and I do hope you'll understand this, because it's not a usual message, I have to say. Usually, I'm able to say, don't worry, he's fine, he's made it over, he's happy. None of that. I'm not doing any of that. Not that that isn't so, because obviously it is, because Gradle is giving me a message for you from him. But okay, so I am to say this to you. Please let me know if you understand it or if you don't. I'm to say this to you. So prior to his passing, and we're talking about he's actually talking to me about your life. You do struggle with your life because you so want to be positive, and you so want to. I'm told you're such a nice person. I'm told you really want to do the right thing, and you struggle sometimes to do the right things. and you're always trying to do the right things for other people. And here is your message from your lovely, 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 lovely friend through Great Eagle. And the message is that you have to work, you really have to work at being happy. And the thing he wants the most is for you to find the happiness that you deserve. And before you say anything, before you say yes, but, and he is standing right by your side, even as I'm talking to you. And he's always going to be by your side, trying to encourage you, whispering in your ear, I'm told, be happy, please. Will you start to try and be happy? He is going to help you every step of the way. He's asking, trust me. Gosh, that's hard. I mean, it's hard to trust people, isn't it? But he's asking you to trust him. Trust him, allow him to guide you. He wants you to be happy and he wants you to smile more, and he hasn't left your side. So there's your message. I hope you get it. I hope you understand it. Right, Chris.
Next one is from Donna. Hi, I was curious as to who you were, and all I can say is I was drawn to you, but don't know why. I just picked up my phone and wow, you're here.
What can well, I just I hope I'm not a disappointment is all I can say. Who am I? That's a good question. Who are all of us? I can remember this fabulous old lady. All of my students from years ago will remember when I say she was from the spirit world. She was this old lady who would come to visit us in our classes. And she would introduce herself and she'd say, I'm the old lady with no teeth. And she would enter my body. Yeah, weird stuff, and we could talk about that another time. She would enter my body, use my body. But the funny thing about this whole situation was that she would always complain that I had too many teeth. She would have to work around my teeth she would use my voice box. This woman, our lovely old lady with no teeth, well, she was, people think I'm good at what I do, and I do try to be good at what I do, which is talking to dead people who I don't believe are dead. That's who I am. Anyway, so she would, as good as I can be with this stuff, she was stunning. She was amazing. She would tell us stuff, she would come to one of the students and she'd talk about when he was 5 years old and how this happened or which house he lived at and the number in the street and so on. She was amazing. This woman was amazing. But one time she went all around the students and she asked each of them, who are you? And of course they would give their names, and then she would be known for getting irritated. I think my teeth bothered her a lot. And she would say, no, who are you? And this went around again, and people would answer with their first name or their, whatever. And she kept going and going, so frustrated with all of the students because they were not giving her the right answer. And eventually, finally, one of the students said, I am. And that was it. I am. I am. And that's enough. You exist. You are. And what you do with who you are, what you do with the I am, how you treat it, how you deal with the I am, how you project towards other people, how you live your life in this, because you're simply you. We're all, individuals. I am is the right answer. I simply am, but not so simply if I'm going to do something with it, with the I am. And that's what I've tried to do all my life. And I know lots of you try to do the same thing. We make the best that we possibly can of the I am. Chris.
Andrea says, I'd like to talk about this with you when I have a consultation, but my son, 12, is becoming a teenager, got angry last night and said he's going to die, and then went into the closet for a minute. How should I deal with him or what to tell him?
Oh, goodness me. Well, 12 is a funny age, hormones and stuff like that. My grandson is 12 years old. He'll be 13 in February, and it's a difficult age. He's got it in his head. He kept asking me the other night, "Are you okay, Mosey? Are you all right, Mosey? You're not going to die, Mosey?" I mean, I think that the 12 years old, kids think about things like that. And there are so many things on the news and so much going on the news. And at one point, Reese said to me, "Mosey, you're not going to die, are you?" And I thought about it carefully for a minute or two. And then I said, "Well, yes, I am. Not today, not tomorrow, and hopefully not too soon, but we're all going to die at some point. But, I'm old. I'll be probably dying before you guys, but we're all going to die at some point. But in the meantime, we're alive, we're living, and it's up to us to make the most of the joy in our lives." So I think, maybe talking to your grandson, sitting him down and saying, or your son or your grandson, I can't remember which you said, your son. Well, we're all going to die. I don't think we should take it, I don't think you should sit him down and have a long, serious talk with him, let's get down to the nitty gritty sort of stuff. Make it as light and as easy as you can. Well, we're all going to die, darling, but just not yet. And in between time, while we're waiting for this, which could be next week, could be next year, could be the world could blow up on us, who knows? But at that in between the being born and dying, it's our job to remember what I just said. I am going to be the best that I can be. I am going to make the best of my life, not the worst of my life. I'm going to be looking for all of the joys in life. I am going to live my life to its fullest. And I'm very fortunate when people talk about their lives. I'm always, I know, I understand how lucky I am. I know that. But I always say what an amazing, amazing life I've had so far. I can hope to continue to have an amazing life, especially when I start and make this Christmas cake that I'm stirring on. So talk to your grandson or your son, sorry. I would talk to him in that way. Don't avoid the subject, but don't make it a heavy subject either. Well, hey, it happens to all of us. We're all going to die. Because no matter how old we get, no matter how strong we are, at some point, excuse me, our physical body gives out. But in the meantime, let's make some chocolate shortbread, or let's make a Christmas cake, or marmalade, or something. Let's do something fun. Chris.
Let's see. Magdalena, who you gave the message to earlier, said, "Thank you so much, Rosemary. Gray Eagle. My friend Ian was a medium for White Bull. I understand his message. Thank you so much. Many blessings."
We love that. Don't we love that? Okay, good. I'm glad that you understood the message because, I never know. I mean, but I trust, and I trust that, when I give people messages, if you don't get it now, it'll hit you in the eye sooner or later, usually sooner. But thank you, Magdalena. I appreciate your response to that. Chris.
Neil says, I have suffered a big loss, and I was wondering if you can pick up on anything from Jan.
I don't, darling. Who is this?
Neil.
Neil. I love you, Neil. I love the question, but I'm not picking up litter here. I don't pick up anything. We connect. We try and we connect with our loved ones in the spirit world. So if I was to be, sort of looking at this, first of all, I would be looking to Grey Eagle to ask, is there anything that I could say to you about that? Grey Eagle and I will have a conversation about it. Yes, but I'm not sure. Let me tell you what's happening here. I was about to say to you, I don't see Neil, and I don't know but now I am seeing someone with the most startling eyes, really, really intense eyes, looking at me. Beautiful eyes, lovely smile. It's another message that I don't get. I don't understand it, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. And I do feel this is from this lovely, lovely person who wants to connect with you. And so here is the message. Our hearts still, have I got this message right? Our hearts still beat as one, as they were always meant to do. So I hope you understand the message, because that's the message from, that's the message. I've got to repeat it. I'll repeat it for you. Our hearts still beat as one, as they were always meant to do, and will always continue to do. So I didn't actually finish the message the first time. I hope that helps you. Chris.
Asthma.
Really sorry. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Sorry. What a pain in the butt I'm becoming.
I'm amazed you've done this for a whole hour. That's good for you lately.
Yeah, let's just keep going then.
All right.
I'll take a breath when we're done.
All right. Ozma says, I have been a regular on your Thursdays lives, but then I got busy in corporate job for more than a year. I quit the job and want to get back to my women coaching work. I keep losing track of it. I have a question. Do you think I will be successful this time in setting up my coaching work? I don't want to get back to corporate job out of financial need, and I look forward to some guidance here. Thanks.
Okay. First of all, it's glad to have you back. There is a resounding yes to your question. However, let me make sure I've got this right. Laziness. No, we're not saying you're lazy. Don't get all upset with me here. I'm only the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Laziness born of insecurity is your Achilles heel. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm not strong enough. will I be able, can I this and this, and I don't even know that it's laziness. I think it's, sometimes if we don't feel that we're able to do something to the best of our ability, or we doubt ourselves, it is easier to sit on the sofa and think about it, or to write about it, or make a plan, or whatever, than actually get off your butt and do something about it. So when we talking about laziness, and nobody's saying that you're lazy, but you tend to allow your doubts, your self-doubts, to get in the way of your goal. You need to stop wondering if you can, and just know that you can and get on with it. Easier said than done by me sitting on my butt on the sofa, but that's the message I'm told to give to you. And I honestly feel that if you were to really trust yourself and to really, work at this and put your heart and soul into it, it could be such a resounding success. You have amazing ideas, you have fabulous compassion, you have understanding, which is huge. So the only thing that's really stopping you, which stopped you last time and the time before, this is not the first time you've sort of given up on yourself, but excuse me, but if you don't trust yourself and if you don't believe in yourself, then you can't expect anyone else to believe in you either, because no matter how much you try, other people will see those self-doubts. They will know that right, yeah, it's, right. So let me give you an example, okay? Excuse me. I've been on TV shows forever, for years, it seems. Well, actually, it is years and years and years, and I've always been able to have an impact. And people have said, well, why you? Why do people believe in you? What is it about you that makes the show so? Why, when I used to go on the Larry King show, why do the numbers go up when we know that Rosemary's coming in? Why do they sort of soar when Rosemary's coming in? And the same with all of the other TV shows. Whenever they would promote that I was coming on, then the numbers of viewers would soar. So why you? What is it about you? People would say. What is it about you that that people are get so inspired by it? And I honestly think that if you're honest and if you're truthful, and you don't necessarily have to be a great speaker, it does help to be able to vocalize and so on. But I don't underestimate ordinary, regular people. Because when people listen to you, those ordinary, regular, everyday people, they can tell in a heartbeat a fake from a real person. They know whether they believe in what you're saying or not. They know people, ordinary, everyday, regular people who watch TV all day, every day, ordinary, everyday people who go to meetings, ordinary, everyday people who want to be inspired or want to join a group or what have you. They don't underestimate ordinary, everyday people, because they know the truth when they hear it. They know if somebody is telling them the truth. They know if that person they're listening to believes what they're saying, or if they don't. But I obviously believe in what I'm saying. But if you don't believe in what you're saying, if you can't trust yourself, you don't believe in yourself fully, don't bother, because people will know. But you have so much going for you, and you should believe in yourself, and you can achieve so much if you only put your self-doubts to one side and move forward and show people that you do have faith in yourself and that you can, do this. And then you'll find other people will want to join you to do this with you, because your belief inspires other people. So that's what I'm suggesting that you do. Chris, did I lose you? Have you disappeared?
No, I'm speaking into the mute button.
Okay, sorry.
You are at time. There was a comment here. I'm scrolling back up from Heather. It says, good morning. It's so wonderful to see you live.
Hi,
I have so enjoyed all of your books. Please enjoy a nice cup of mullein tea, and sending you blessings from Canada.
Thank you for the suggestion of mullein. I'm actually, somebody, a very good friend of mine sent me, oh gosh, I forget what it's called, colt's foot tea, which I had 3 cups over a period of 2 days before I left New York, just before I left New York, which seemed to make a huge difference. It really did relieve that horrible, not being able to breathe. So unfortunately, because of oxalates, it's hard for me to drink tea, but I've got to make my decision. So I'm trying to drink a half a cup of colt's foot tea a day. It just seemed to be helping tremendously. Of course, I'm back to drinking my regular tea. So I am getting better. And thank you, all of you, for your help, your support. You're just wonderful. I love you all. Okay, so that's it. This is it for now. So before we end this show, I'd like to say thank you to Greg Eagle for his support and his messages. Well, I'm surprised we gave out a couple of messages, 2 or 3 messages today. So it's always great to have him with us. I'd like to say thanks to Chris once again for being a great facilitator. And I'd like to thank all of you for watching and all of your support. And don't worry, I'm not going to croak it yet, even though I sound like a little bit of a frog today. Don't intend to pop my clogs anytime soon. So until I see, we'll be back next Thursday with another show, and keep checking the website. If you are not on our email list, all you have to do is write to Rosemary at rosemaryaltea.com and say, can you put us on the mailing list, and we'll send you notifications. They only go out once a month. We only send out a newsletter once a month. I promise you will not be inundated. So if you want to be put on the mailing list, and then you'll know where we are and what we're up to and what we're doing, that's always a good thing. I'll say it again, Rosemary at rosemaryaltea.com, and just say, can you put me on the mailing list, and we'll do just that. In the meantime, again, thank you everyone for joining. Thanks for all of your well wishes and all the support and suggestions and so on. Please, everybody, have a blessed rest of the day, and have a very blessed rest of the weekend, everyone. Bye-bye, everyone.